first because it showcases South African food in Nigeria. We have had a number of events that we hosted, but we never really, hosted an event that is solely dedicated to showcasing South African cuisine. But what I have witnessed today is much more than what I had expected, in a sense that Lucky put together an event that showcases South African cuisine, particularly traditional, as well as your traditional Nigerian meal. So a combination of both, for me, makes me think about many innovations that we can put into place in the future. But what it also does is to create social cohesion between South Africans and Nigerians. Earlier on when I spoke, I emphasized the need for us to have similar events. In fact, we're inviting a lot of partners and sponsors to travel this journey with us, because it's a journey that showcases love. It's a journey that showcases a tapestry of cultures. One culture in the south of the continent and one culture in the west of the continent. And what a better place to celebrate the diversity of the two cultures of the two continental giants. For us as South African missions in Nigeria, we are all about building bridges between South Africans and Nigerians. And I believe that if the two countries take the lead in terms of uniting the two countries, we will actually be doing justice to the rest of the continent. And I'm saying this because of the influence, the stature, and the colossal figure that both these continental giants hold, not only in the continent, internationally and globally. So I can't think of any other better vehicle to drive the narrative of the importance of food in our lives, the importance of food in friendship, the importance of food in heritage and culture. Food is identity, food is life, and food is about love. And there's so many people who fell in love on a dinner table. And there are so many people who resolved their differences in a dinner table. Some of us have been married for years, and we continue to pay our respect to the power of food in the way in which it has shaped our marriages, the way in which it has shaped our families, and the way in which food has been used to promote the diversity of cultures. If I know that you are from the east of Nigeria, or southwest, south, or the north, and I understand fully the staples of those regions in Nigeria, it brings me closer to understanding and appreciating a variety of cultures. And once you understand and appreciate those cultures, you begin to embrace them. You embrace the culture, you embrace the heritage, you use food to understand the history and the dynamics. And when you come to the issues of history, you realize that Africa is the same. We may call rice jollof rice, we may call it fried vegetable rice, we still have the same in South Africa. And the power of spices to our palates, although we come from different cultures with different taste buds, there are similarities in terms of how food tastes. There are similarities in terms of what we expect from jollof rice. I'm not going to get too involved in the politics of jollof, whether Nigerian jollof is the best or Senegalese jollof is the best. I've only been exposed to one jollof, and that's Nigerian jollof. So I've got nothing to compare the Nigerian jollof rice to. And I've been exposed to jollof rice long before I knew that I would have a privilege of representing my country, Nigeria. We've got hundreds of Nigerian restaurants in South Africa. And I got exposed to jollof rice at a very early age because my own lectures at university, some of them were professors from Nigeria. Some came as far as Zaria at Ahmadu Bello University, University of Lagos, you name them. And they used to bring with them goat meat, which is sacred for us. But the manner in which they prepared it was quite very fascinating because they only used to shave the skin of the goat, whilst we in South Africa we completely remove it. And in South Africa we consider goat meat to be very sacred. It is used during traditional ceremonies, but I see in Nigeria is one of the favorite delicacies. This is where I actually also affirmed the fact that no one in Nigeria can eat goat meat or pepper soup with goat meat without the skin. And I think that is what is called pomo. The same goes with cow meat. So it's something that I've been assimilated into in the past 8 years that I've been in Nigeria. And Nigerian culture is very closely linked to their food. The sense of pride that I have witnessed and came to appreciate that you cannot separate Nigerians from the kind of food that they eat. From your jollof rice, to your egusi, to your abacha, to your pounded yam, pepper soup without pepper in my case. So the journey that I have traveled with friends who are foodies themselves, like myself, has really amplified my sense of appreciation of not only Nigerian food, but the Nigerian culture itself. So that's what really drew me to the Nigerian world of fashion as well. Because particularly in Lagos, I think Lagos, I speak under correction, is a hub of fashion. Now, when you look at the multiplicity of the color coding of their traditional attires, and you pair that with the kind of food that they cook, you see a very interesting combination that begins to reveal the true nature of the Nigerian culture. And it is a true form of identity to expose the Nigerian culture through food. So I think what Lucky has put together here is something that really needs to be nurtured. It's something that must have a very firm stewardship. And we commit ourselves as the South African missions in Nigeria to work together with them to continue showcasing South African food. We also want to have our mogodu, our morogo, and our mngoshu to be as popular as jollof rice. The manner in which Nigerians have put jollof rice on the map is quite very admirable, and I think it's a very enduring legacy. But we appreciate the fact that today jollof has been replaced with dumpling and morogo. It's a very serious sacrifice on their part because we know how powerful jollof rice is. Jollof rice is a love language. Jollof rice is a form of identity. Jollof rice brings people together. Jollof rice has become a common language to everybody throughout the world. You go to the west of Europe, the north of Europe, let alone South Africa, jollof rice is known. And like I said, I don't want to venture into the politics of the origins of jollof rice because my first exposure of jollof rice was the Nigerian jollof. So I want to congratulate Lucky and his team for the job well done. It's a good cause for us that begins not only to celebrate South African heritage and food and identity, of course, but it also brings people together. And you see people who are sitting outside here. Today it's a Saturday evening, and each one of us has family commitments. And a Saturday is a day to relax and to attend to those commitments. But they were knowledgeable enough to understand that this is an event that begins to foster relations amongst individuals. So they are sitting here conscious of the reasons why they are here. They want to contribute into the growing body of love for food, love for culture, love for art. Many people have taken to the podium talking about the importance of food in friendship, the importance of food in health that they are nurturing, food and wellness, and the nutrients that are contained in the variety of food that we consume. So the program was well put. Speakers were quite very eloquent. You see that they are foodies like myself. Earlier on, I started trying to go to artificial intelligence, GPT, 4chat to get some historical perspectives about the art of food, the philosophy of food, and so on. But I realized that the information was too much. It was too much for me to, comprehend for one event. And I think this is really the beginning of a very beautiful journey that we're going to travel with Lucky and his outfit, and we remain committed to this cause. We have an event that we are hosting on an annual basis. It is called South Africa Week, and throughout the inception of South Africa Week in the past 3 years, we have never had a component on food alone, like I said when we started. So next year we are hosting a very big event. I am going to engage with Lucky on what I think we should do in order to incorporate this event into all the segments that we are going to be hosting for the entire week. So next year we are going to host the first ever South Africa-Nigeria Infrastructure Investment Summit here in Lagos. It will take place under the banner of South Africa Week. It will be the 4th installment of this event, and we look forward to partnering with them so that they can provide this to our guests who will be coming from South Africa and other parts of the continent and elsewhere in the world. We believe that infrastructure is a very important component for development for any other country, and we believe again that it's only through cooperation between South Africa and Nigeria as the two continental giants that we can advance this cause. And food must be a very central element in that. So I think when we host this next year, we will strengthen the program and also invite wellness experts. We'll also invite everybody else who is in the hospitality and tourism industries of South Africa, for them to come and work together with their counterparts in Nigeria so that we amplify on this idea of ensuring that we leave an enduring legacy about the importance of food and how food can break barriers, how food has become a love language for many people like myself. It's for obvious reasons that I'm a foodie myself. The only challenge that I have is that I don't take pepper. That's why I constantly make reference to pepper soup without pepper. But having been in Nigeria for 8 years, I've come to learn more about the Nigerian culture, about the Nigerian food, and Nigerian native dresses. And I must say that Nigerians are very proud of where they come from. Nigerians are very proud of their culture. And it doesn't matter where you come from in Nigeria. People will always take away the fork and knife and use their hands to eat. What a better way to enjoy your food, using your hands to share love with yourself and with many other people who appreciate food. I often wonder why other people don't have appetite, because for me, food is a signal of happiness. Food liberates. Food gives you freedom. But I think in order to avoid gluttony, we have to eat responsibly. So some of us really have to learn to eat responsibly, but the combination of spices that one has experienced in Nigeria will make it difficult for some of us to eat sparingly. It becomes very difficult. So I think after all is said and done, it's a great initiative that we support. We want to continue partnering with Lucky and his outfit, and we remain ready to support in whichever way that we can. We will plan better in the future so that we can bring shipment of spices, shipment of food, partnering with the right people in South Africa, the right suppliers. And I think we should also do wine pairing as well. You'll have South African wine alongside your T-bone steaks, your rib-eye steaks, your lamb chops, and so on. So next year we will make it bigger. And being here has actually exposed us to what we can do more together. It's an eye-opening event which we appreciate, and as I said, we support. And congratulations to Afroflavours for this milestone. And I was just talking to somebody outside. She's from Kenya, and she was saying that she wants to communicate with Lucky her intention to bring Kenya in the fold. And I said, let me just add salt to the wound. What we can also do is to identify how many African embassies are represented in Lagos. We bring them together, we mobilize financial resources so that we can have a real African flavor thing with your other countries, Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Kenya, you name them. So we have an African food festival, but this is the beginning of the best things to come. And like I said, Africa is the continent of the future. We just have to be intentional about what we do. We must be original in what we do. We must not copy, because we are original. Once you copy, you distort. And history is on our side. And the fact that we have our own indigenous food amplifies the originality of the history that we have. So I cannot think of any other better event than this one at a bigger scale when we host South Africa Week in April 2026. I wish Afrovibe strength, and I wish them all the very best in all their endeavors. And I have no doubt in my mind that they will extend the same gesture to other African countries. When you talk about the African Agenda 2063, this is the beginning of the African Agenda 2063. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.